weeks after the fall of the strategic town of Seversk, the political and military aftershocks are still tearing through Ukraine. The Ukrainian military is now punishing its own commanders for the loss of Seversk. Ukrainskaya Pravda reported that the Ukrainian military is set to punish, remove, and sideline its two senior battlefield commanders. The Ukrainian commanders were reportedly relieved of duty for filing false reports. Kyiv said that because of this, they were left blind to the city's dire situation. Colonel Aleksey Konoval, commander of the 54th Separate Mechanized Brigade, and Colonel Vladimir Poteshkin of the 10th Separate Mountain Assault Brigade have been fired. According to 3 Ukrainskaya Pravda sources, Konoval was defending the town and has now been removed from his post. Similarly, Poteshkin is expected to be dismissed after completing medical treatment. The charges are explosive. These commanders were accused of systematically filing false reports. The deception left Kyiv blind to the real situation on the ground. According to the outlet, the lie was exposed during the rapid loss of the entire city. The 11th Army Corps, which had operational control over both brigades, was also stripped of its role on the Seversk front after failing to detect the discrepancies. The article said the Corps HQ had dispatched inspectors to check the reports, but they did not see the grim reality on the ground due to deliberate efforts by the brigades to conceal it. And as a result, a strategic stronghold lost, a command structure shaken, and a front line that continues to crumble. This as Russian forces push deeper into Donbass. The fall of Seversk is now being seen as a major turning point in the war. Kyiv is scrambling, Moscow is advancing, and the balance on the battlefield is shifting fast.
We were sitting at home and heard that someone was sitting there. We saw that there were 4 soldiers. We knocked on the window, said that we were surrendering, left our weapons in the house, and jumped out the window to them. We spent 12 days at the position above the house. Our task was to observe the road, to watch it and report what was happening. Each of us had 4 magazines with us. Water and food were brought to us, said Baba Yaga. We would ask and request, and they would bring it whenever they could.
A massive humiliation for President Zelensky as his own soldiers laid down arms instead of fighting the advancing Russian forces. With morale collapsing and shortages worsening, Ukrainian troops are choosing survival over battle, and the result is devastating. Ukraine has lost the strategic stronghold of Seversk, a defeat that military analysts warn could mark a major turning point in the war. RT's latest footage shows Ukrainian fighters emptying positions in Dmitrov, Donetsk, surrendering under the watch of Russian drones hovering above them. A Ukrainian soldier captured by Russia from the battlefield claimed that he surrendered to survive.
We were sitting at home and heard that someone was sitting there. We saw that there were 4 soldiers. We knocked on the window, said that we were surrendering, left our weapons in the house, and jumped out the window to them. We spent 12 days at the position above the house. Our task was to observe the road, to watch it and report what was happening. Each of us had 4 magazines with us. Water and food were brought to us, said Baba Yaga. We would ask and request, and they would bring it whenever they could. During those 12 days, Baba Yaga came to us 3 times. At first I was in Rokovka for 60 days, and before coming here, we spent 3 weeks in Ternopil and 2 in Vinnytsia. When we were undergoing training, I saw 2 Cubans. They were also going through the training. Most likely they were mercenaries. Over the radio I heard that there were 2 killed in action in the first days, right after they arrived, and 1 was wounded. When she was captured, the Russians gave us cigarettes, water to drink, and some food they had with them. They shared it with us. During that time, we were also in the basements, rummaging around, looking for something to eat and taking it with us. My daughter is 13 years old, in the 8th grade in Rava Ruska. My wife is a hairdresser, does haircuts. She also lives in Rava Ruska. I was on my way home from work when the Territorial Recruitment Center caught me. A van pulled up on the road, the door opened, and they threw me inside. My salary was deposited onto my card, 20,000 hryvnias. I would transfer it to my wife.
Meanwhile, Russia is celebrating one of its biggest frontline breakthroughs in months. The liberation of Seversk means a huge symbolic victory for the Putin forces. Seversk opens up the way for Russian forces to advance on the key cities of Kramatorsk and Slavyansk, both of which are major hubs for the Ukrainian military. Servicemen of the Yug group of forces deployed the state flag of the Russian Federation near the city administration of Seversk, next to the Great Patriotic War Heroes Memorial, and in Victory Park, near a monument of a legendary Soviet tank T-34, as well as on the streets and roofs of the city's houses, which were taken under the control of the Russian armed forces. Celebrating the capture of Seversk, Russian soldiers chant, "Victory will be ours."
Товарищ Верховный Главнокомандующий, докладывает стрелок механизированной роты 1-го МСБ ТРО 123-й отдельной гвардейской мотострелковой бригады 3-й общевойсковой армии Южного военного округа рядовой Писаренко по позывному «Молодой». Город Северск под нашим контролем. Мы находимся в здании городской администрации. Победа будет за нами.
Бойцы 123-й бригады, отряда «Шторм», город Северск освободили. Победа будет за нами. Победа будет за нами.
Мы 123-я мотострелковая бригада 1-й МСБ. Взяли и освободили населенный пункт. Город Северск. Победа будет за нами.
Russian Defense Minister congratulates servicemen on the liberation of Seversk in the Donetsk People's Republic. Andriy Belosov congratulated the command and personnel of the 6th Separate Guards Motorized Rifle Brigade of the Lysychansk Cossack Brigade, named after M.I. Platov, and the 123rd Separate Guards Motorized Rifle Brigade, named after K.E. Voroshilov, on the liberation of Seversk in Donetsk. Meanwhile, Russian soldiers advance deeper, trying to grab as much Ukrainian land as possible before Zelensky signs Trump-backed peace deal to end the war. Servicemen of the 2nd Combined Arms Army of the Center Group of Forces can be seen going on evacuating civilians in Krasnoarmysk in the Donetsk People's Republic. The Russian servicemen also rendered medical aid to the wounded civilians. The Center Group's Zemlyadelya remote mine-laying system crew blocked the enemy's routes of movement and supply in the Krasnoarmysk direction. They fired a salvo of projectiles with programmable ammunition to set up mine barriers along supply routes and possible withdrawal routes of Ukrainian militants.